So now, good morning, everybody. You're all very welcome on this Saturday morning, and yeah, it's a lovely day. So let's do what we have to do and get out and enjoy it. I suppose is the important part. So, um, what the main purpose, I suppose, of today is it's just to make sure that we give you the best possible opportunity to prepare for the exam, and that's really what it's all about. And I suppose in some ways to help you to relax a bit as well. So to remove as many of the surprises as possible,
Mm.
that you know exactly what to expect, how it's going to work, and all that kind of stuff. So I suppose there's four parts to today, as you saw in the agenda that I sent out. I'm going to give a brief introduction for the first 15 minutes, and I'm just going to give you an overview of the exam process as well. So that is that. Then Katrina will talk to you about the collections. So she'll go into the collections topic itself, the mock exam, and by showing you what's expected for the answers in the mock exam, hopefully that will give you the knowledge you need going into the real exam. Then we take a break from 11 to a quarter past 11, and then Paul will be here. So from a quarter past 11 to 12, he'll be doing international credit management, and from 12 till a quarter to 1, the law revision. So that's that. So as I said in the email, if you're doing law, you have a break from 11 to 12. And if you're doing international, you're finished at 12. So that's how the day works. And it is being recorded. I will send you the links so you can look back. And if there's anything you're not clear about, by all means, feel free to look back on it and feel free to reach out to us as well. So if you have any questions or queries or whatever regarding it, that's fair enough. So I suppose, look, at this stage, the most important thing and the fact that you guys are here. There are three sources of marks, and just to be aware of that. And now that we're getting to the business end, it's all about getting the marks and getting as many marks as you can in the exam. So the three parts are the short tests. Hopefully, you have submitted all your short tests. If there's anything still outstanding, there's still time to do that. Secondly, is the assignments. So make sure that you get the assignments. And if you have those two parts done, you have, a maximum of 30 marks, almost in the bag now at this stage, which is a long way towards success in the exam. The exam itself is 70% of the overall marks. And how the exam works, I suppose there's two different ways the exam works. So this time, 2 weeks. So on Saturday, get my dates right now that I'm not misleading anybody. So on Saturday, the 24th of May, what will happen now? There is no Zoom for the exam. There is no nothing. You are just in your house and or office or wherever you happen to be. And what I will do is, so the timetable for the exam is the law and international exams take place at 10 o'clock in the morning. So what I will do is I will email the appropriate exam to you at 10 to 10. Okay, so I'll give you 10 minutes just to read over the paper and to go through it. So you will get the paper 10 minutes early. All right, so you can read it, relax, and hopefully, having completed the revision session today, you will have a fair idea of what's going to be on the paper. And that's where you focus your revision over the next couple of weeks. So just focus on the areas, there's areas you like, there's areas you don't like. And that's fair enough. So stick to what you like. That's the advice that we give you. So work on that basis. So the two exams that I'll be sending out at 10 to 10 on Saturday week is law and international. So for the international exam, it's very, very simple. You've seen the mock paper now at this stage. It is a single paper. There are two parts to the paper. So you will answer the questions and you will send them back to me on or before 12 o'clock midday. So that's the paper. Law and collections are different. So for the law and the collections paper, what I will do is at 10 to 10, I will be sending you the law paper. And the first part of that is the multiple choice questions. So you will have 50 multiple choice questions where you will have to answer all of them. Okay, so there's a question and there's 4 possible answers, and you give what you think is the correct answer. All right. And you have 1 hour to do it. Now, again, look, guys, we know it's an open book exam. So, and you have notes available to you. Just for your own stress levels, if you are relying on your notes to find 50 answers in 60 minutes, it's not going to happen. Okay, so just, keep your stress levels down. So the way I would advise you to tackle the multiple choice questions is to go through them from 1 through to 50 and answer all the ones you know straight up. Okay, so so I would do a first sweep through the 50 questions. Yeah, I know that one. I know that one. Not sure about that one. I know this one because it's not like it'll come to you in a Word document, so you can scroll up and down the document. It doesn't mean you have to skip over a question that you can't go back on. So if you're not 100% sure, skip over it and just do all the ones you know. And for those of you who are worrying about passing the exam, all you have to get is 20 out of the 50 in order to get a pass. So just I know there's perfectionists. You're all perfectionists and want to do everything perfect, and anything less than 100% is not ideal. Look, for the purpose of the exam, getting over the line is the most important thing. So if you can go through that and get 20, you have now got your pass in that particular module. And then, depending on the time available to you, go back and have a look. Okay. So we'll go back and revisit them. And look, we know you have the notes. And if you want to check up a couple of things, that is perfectly okay. As I say, to do it for all 50, your stress levels will go through the roof. So know as much as you can for the short questions. Check the ones you can't. We are insistent, though, within an hour. So you will get that at 10 to 10. You must have your answer sheet back to me before 11 o'clock. Now, there is a prize for getting your multiple choice questions back early. And the prize is that the second part of the exam are the long questions. Okay. And I will be sitting at the desk here on Saturday morning. And as soon as you submit your multiple choice questions to me, I will reply and attach the long questions. So if you can get your multiple choice questions in 10 or 15 minutes early, that means you've 10 or 15 minutes extra to work through the long questions. So I will be sitting here. So we're not going to send out the long questions all at 11 o'clock. No, I will send them out as soon as you submit your multiple choice questions. Is that okay? Now,
Sorry, could I just ask a question there?
can of course, yeah.
The international one is 2 hours, am I right?
2 hours, yeah.
And the law, why is the law only 1 hour? Or is it just,
No, no, it's the law is 2 hours. The first hour is multiple choice questions, and the second hour is the long questions.
and that's just for law,
That's and collections.
but the international is a bit different.
The
It's two
international is a
hour.
bit different.
Okay.
So you get 2 hours just to do the international paper. For law and for collections, you still get 2 hours to do the exam. 1 hour is multiple choice questions, and 1 hour is long questions, essay type questions.
Okay.
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 Now, just let me be clear on the long questions. And this will become clear as you go through the marking system for the mock exam today as well. So in terms of what do you get marks for? So if we ask you a question about a particular topic, and in the notes there are 10 points related to that topic, what we will tend to do is if there's 10 marks for the question, you get 1 mark for each of those points that you raise and understand. So that is effectively how it works in simple terms. And the reason I'm doing this is that we're looking at sort of, and look, we live in the reality of AI now and ChatGPT and Perplexity and all the wonderful systems out there. Um, Putting the question into ChatGPT and getting ChatGPT to answer it. Yes, of course, it's a possibility for you. If the points that you submit do not relate to the points in the notes, then you're not going to get the marks. You're only going to get the marks for the points, demonstrating your understanding of the points in the notes. Is that okay? So I know, look, ChatGPT, it's something that we're going to embrace in future modules, and we're talking about it now at the moment. It's something that we all have to become, expert at, and if you're not, it's something that will happen in the future. So look, we recognize there is a reality there. You know, please, yes, rely on whatever resources you can to help you as you can. The marks are for the understanding of the notes, and just that you're very, very clear on that. And that works for assignments, and that works for exams, and that works for everything. So that is that. And then by 12 o'clock, the first part of the exam is wrapped up. You have a break then from effectively from 12 till 1. And again, in the same way, at 10 to 1, I will send you the multiple choice questions for collections. You get them back to me as quickly as you possibly can with as many right. And then what we will do is, as soon as I receive your multiple choice questions for collections, I will send you the four long questions. And there's four questions on the collections paper. I think, Katrina, maybe correct me if I'm wrong. I think there's one question from each module. Is that how it kind of works? Yeah, okay, that's grand. You're on mute, but I saw you nodding. So it's one question from each module. So again, for focusing your revision, if you like module 1 and 3, then that's fair enough. If you hate module 2, that's okay too. Effectively, what it'll mean is if you decide to ignore module 2 completely from an exam perspective, what it means is you're limiting your choice, where you'll have to answer 2 questions from 3 rather than 2 from 4. So it is fine. And then at the end of the day, we will add your short test marks, your assignment marks, your multiple choice question marks, and your long question marks, and net all those out into a single percentage. And that's the mark you get for the individual subject. And by the time we go through all the hoops in terms of correcting and verification and all that kind of stuff, it probably give us 2 weeks. So from the exam date, what I aim for is, let me see, just get the dates right. So the exam is on the 24th of May. And so the following week then is, so the 6th of June. I'm going to put a note here. So the 6th of June is what we're reckoning to get the results back to you. So we're not going to leave you waiting for all over the summer wondering how well you did. So we're aiming for, if we can do it sooner, we'll do it sooner. Just that you know what to expect there. So now there is one very important thing that I forgot to mention at the start as well, and it's this, that when I send you the exam paper, because I'm sending out the exam paper into the ether, could you please acknowledge receipt of the exam paper? So even if it's just got it or thanks or, whatever, just or a thumbs up or, well, no, getting emojis in emails doesn't really work. So if you just reply and say, thanks or something of that nature, at least then I know who's sitting the exam and who got it. All right. Now, again, look, it's not something to panic. If you do get it, you're not going to be deducted marks for not acknowledging. It just helps me to relax when I'm sitting here, knowing that everybody is doing it. So if I don't hear from somebody, I don't know whether they didn't turn up, whether the email got lost or whatever. And certainly from a timing perspective, that email will go out at 10 to 10 on the button. So if it's 8 minutes to 10 and you haven't got it, then check your junk folders or email me because I will be sitting here, or we can send it to a different email address or if something goes wrong, because I know technology is always great when it works and sometimes it doesn't. So the whole thing is, don't panic. It will be fine. And, I know it's easy for me to say because I have the answers in front of me, just to relax. It is important. I know we all hate exams. If you're getting a diploma in credit management, we have to prove that you do know the information and you understand it. And an exam is the current best way we have of doing it. So look, it's an opportunity to show off all you've learned, put it that way, and just relax and show off how much you've learned. And we will be very fair in marking. On the multiple choice questions, there's no negative marking. We don't give minus marks for anything. And I suppose that's probably important to realize as well. So yeah, I'll tell you this. Go on. Um, on the multiple choice questions, put down something, right? Like, think about it. If you put a blank space, you're going to get no marks. If you put down something, you have a 25% chance of getting it right. So that's all I say to you. So even if so go through them first of all with all the ones that you absolutely know, then go through the ones that you think you know, and for the other ones, just put down something. You just might be lucky and pick up a couple of marks that you wouldn't have picked up anyway. So that's my advice to you. If we're going to play the game, let's play the game. And as I say, if you are relying on ChatGPT, first of all, we will know it's ChatGPT. If the answers match the answers that we're looking for based on the notes, then you will get marks. If it doesn't, then you won't. And it's just important that you understand that. Is that okay? So I've gone 2 minutes over. Apologies, Katrina. I will stop the recording now.